Hello, and welcome to Living Intentionally. My name is Carmen Benton, mindset and energy coach, and I help high achieving spiritual women get the income, the balance, the impact they want to be able to achieve without putting their woo woo side on hiding on the side, right? And I do that with the power of sacred energy and DNA activations and healings. I've been getting a lot of questions about energy and energy healings, and I figure I will make an episode addressing the top 10 most asked questions that I have been getting in my direct messages, in my inbox, or, even for my students. So here it goes. The first question is, what is energy healing and how does it work? So let's start by saying that energy healing is a holistic approach, and it is based on the premise that your body has an energetic field around it that is supposed to keep it intact. But it also is based on the premise that your body can heal itself. However, when there are imbalances on that energetic field in the body, it takes away its ability to restore itself. And so this imbalance leads to physical, emotional, and spiritual distress. So basically, what I'm doing when I'm doing an energy healing on you is that I am restoring the balance and harmony between your body's energy field and making sure that you are set up to be able to tap into a natural, innate, acquired process that you have to be able to heal yourself. Okay, that's question number one. Question number two is, what are the different types of energy healing modalities and which one do you use? Great question. So, there are various types of energy healing modalities. Each are very unique and they have approaches and techniques. A lot of them require a lot of study, and I have been studying for a while now, and I still have the entire 2023 until I achieve all my levels of certifications. Yet my healings are so powerful already. But you might have heard of some of the very common healing modalities like Reiki, healing touch, quantum touch, pranic healing, and chakra healing. So these modalities differ in their approach, but they all involve the body's energy field to promote healing. So, what do? I do a type of healing called geo love. We use sacred geometry and pure love and light sourced directly from source, divine intelligence, divine love. And basically, I'm just an instrument that taps into that amazing potential and love and share it with you to restore your body's ability to heal. The sacred geometry has been known for millennials and has been used, all the way to the Egyptians and the Mayans and everywhere in the first civilizations to restore the body's energy and to heal. Jesus used sacred geometry, the Egyptians did, the Mayans did. And so we use these shapes with the assistance of archangels and angels and guides to guide us through what it is that needs to be used and how is that it needs to be placed in your body and what is the intentions that we put behind it. So it's all based on love, which makes it so powerful. Question number three is, what conditions or issues can energy healing help with? And the question is so important. And the answer is going to be so breathtaking because quite frankly, when you take into consideration that any disease, any distress you have in your body, it's the result of an imbalance in your energetic field, then I can actually say with property that energy healings can solve anything, right? A wide range of conditions, including physical, emotional, and spiritual issues. It is actually particularly effective in conditions that are related to stress or emotional trauma, such as anxiety, depression, chronic pain, insomnia. But it can also be very beneficial to promote good habits like relaxation, reducing stress, and enhancing overall well being. Then the next question is, how many sessions of energy healings are typically needed to see results? And I'm going to start by saying, whenever I am going to perform a healing on you, I will say these words: I am going to remove all blocks that are ready to be released for the highest good of all. Any geo love practitioner will say that. Now, people either don't pay attention to that or don't really understand what that means. But I'm going to tell you what this means. What this means is, imagine if you have an onion with layers and layers and layers. How many years you have been alive collecting trauma, collecting emotion that you have stuck and pushed down and shoveled down because you didn't want to deal with it, right? So as I'm doing a healing on yourself, I am peeling the onion, right? I cannot go straight to the core. I have to peel the onion and let those blocks get released, get you energetic body aligned to that frequency, and then we might have to do it again. Now, you might not need to go all the way to the core to have and feel like you have an amazing life, but why wouldn't you, right? Now, this depends on how many blocks you have, how many traumas you have experienced, how much into the core this issue is, and this goes and applies to all kind of different of all things that energy healing treats. A physical disease can be healed with one session. I have done it. I have healed actually clients with physical diseases with one session. Some other ones take 6, 8, 10. It depends. It depends on your willingness to let these blocks get released, right? And your intention to get it done. Remember, energy healers are just an instrument of light and love. And anyone else who tells you that they are healing you are actually probably something you should be questioning, because the power doesn't come from healers. It comes from our ability to tap into God, into divine source, into everything that is. Okay, next question is energy healing safe? And are there any side effects? This is actually, I'm glad someone asked this, because I've had people be very hesitant about healings until they experience it the first time. And let me just tell you, energy healing is really safe. And the reason for that is because, again, this is all done with love and light for the highest good of all. My healings, and I am pretty sure that any of my Geo Love practitioner, fellow energy healers, this is the intention that we set at the beginning of the healings. Now I'm going to speak about myself because I cannot put my hands on fire for anybody else. But when I'm doing a healing, I am releasing what you need to release today for the highest good of all, for your benefit. It's not for Carmen's ego. It's not because you want to release it. It's not because it's going to help anybody else. So when you come from that premise, there's absolutely no harm in the healing. All I'm doing is pouring an incredible amount of love and light into you. And the light comes in different shapes and in different colors, right? And the sacred geometry that is powered by angels and guides is completely harmless to any soul. It can only bring benefit. Life is made out of sacred geometry. And I can geek out for hours about how the split of the cells in the embryo create sacred geometries from the first cell that is formed. And I probably should do that in another episode. But by the way, that is something I'm actually teaching in my 12-week program called Sacred Energy for Women. And in this program, I'm teaching you how to clear, protect, activate, and heal your energy. And because it's so important that you understand where all this is coming from, there's a whole session that's dedicated to all the factual information. So we just started that program on Monday, but you're not too late. Right now, we're in the foundational pieces and you can still catch up. And if you actually register before the next session, so you register this week, I will catch you up personally. So that's like a super treat. Okay? Awesome. So the next, and then there was another part of the question. Are there any side effects? Okay. So here's the thing. There's something called purging. When we do energy healings, we are balancing your energetic field. So the reason you have a block in your energetic field most likely is because you have taken an emotion. So something happened to you and you decided to not process the emotion because it didn't feel safe. So you stuff it up, right? You stuff it up in your body, in your organs, in your chakras. It could be either, both, or everywhere, right? In order for this energy to get released, it needs to come up and then you need to let it go. So it's called purging. Purging can look like, thoughts that you haven't had for a while. It could feel like emotions, heart racing a little bit, just emotions that are bubbling up. Your job after an energetic healing is to observe, take notes, and let go. It needs to do that because if you know the most basic law of energy by Einstein, right? E equals mc squared, energy, right? You cannot destroy energy, and those blocks are energy. The energy can only be transformed. So with energy healings, we're transmuting the block and basically like shaking it so it can like bubble up and it can go into the ethers to be transmuted and not affect someone else. So is that a side effect? I would say no, but that's something you should expect after an energy healing. Can energy healings be done remotely or does it have to be in person? This is a great question. So here's the thing. A lot of people before COVID probably did only in-person energy healings. But since COVID, people had to adapt. And I am going to tell you, confession time here. When I first learned to do energy healings, and the very first healing I did was remote, I was a little hesitant. Like, how is this supposed to work? And I want to tell you something. I much rather do a remote healing today than an in-person one. I do them both. But the reason which I prefer to do a remote healing is because of you. When you are comfortable in your couch or in your bed with a blanket, you know you can fall asleep, you know you're safe, right? You get connected so much easier to what's happening. And this is when you really get to experience a lot of the sensations, a lot of the, ideas and thoughts that may come into your head. Also, for me as a healer, I get less distracted because when I am doing healing for you, I am building this geometry from scratch. With my engineering mind, I actually, can see the angles and I want it to be perfect, potent. So moving my hands and I'm talking, right? Sometimes I'm negotiating with my guides and the angels, like, I want to do that. And they are like, no, you have to do this. So I'm talking and I get like language codes that I infuse on my healings as well. So all that could be a little distracting, right? So can they be remotely? Absolutely, yes. I prefer them for one person, for groups, but they can also be done in person, and they are as effective either way. It doesn't matter. There's no time space when it comes to energy. So, next question, how do you know if energy healing is right for you? Ooh. So, first, you need to determine what are you trying to accomplish, right? So, determining whether energy healing is right for you is a personal decision, right? That should be made with your heart. And quite frankly, once I've experienced energy healing, I'm not going back. It's not going back. There's so much that can happen in an energy healing. It gives you energy. It helps you work through blocks that could be just mental, like you're trying to get your business off to a good start and things are not happening, clients are not coming, and it's probably a block that you have in your auric field and that can be removed. It could be something that happened to your parents, right? There is something called generation blocks, right? So there are environmental blocks, there are generational blocks, there are gestational blocks, there are emotional blocks, and there are blocks that comes from your thoughts. And I probably should do a whole another episode about that. But all these thoughts, which by the way, I'm teaching in the 12-week Sacred Energy Program, all these blocks can be released with energy healings, are actually released with energy healing. So is it right for you? I would say, yeah. I mean, I do energy healings on my kids, on my dog, on my husband. Um, there's absolutely nothing bad going with it. Now, there are different types of healings. And if I'm going to remove something from your field, like a block, like a cord, like something that's really altering your energy, then I absolutely need your permission to do that. So it's not like I can just do energy healing on you without you agreeing to that. Your higher self, yourself, need to give me permission and consent to accept the healing. Otherwise, it kind of doesn't work that way, right? So don't be freaking out thinking like, oh my God, someone's doing an energy healing on me. No, you need to request it. You need to agree to it. So question number 8. How much does energy healings typically cost? Well, this is definitely going to vary from provider to provider and depending on the modality they are using. But it can be anywhere from, I don't know, $100 to $10,000, depending who you are trying to hire, right? And so this will be my recommendation. There are very talented energy healers out there that are just starting. And sure, with practice comes a lot of proficiency. But when you're gifted and you have the ability to do it, you'll be able to experience the healing from someone at the very early stages. Like I get blown away all the time with some of my healer friends, and even like the quietest ones, they have so much power on themselves. So if you actually want to know how much my prices are, let's just chat. It depends on what your needs are. Can energy healing be used in conjunction with other forms of treatment? Well, this is a medical question that I'm going to make a disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I am not using energy healings to replace any other treatment. In fact, if you have a medical condition, the first thing I would say is you continue seeing your doctor, you continue with your treatment, and we do the energy healing in addition to it. Now, what has happened in several occasions is that the condition disappears and there's no more need for the medical doctor, but we let them be the ones that pretty much tell you not to come back anymore. And question number 10 is, can anyone learn to do energy healing, or is it only for very special people? So, guess what? This is my favorite part because we all have the gift within. Now, there is techniques, there is processes that you need to follow, there's guidelines that will help you open up to the connection with source, right? If you are not walking around right now with ability of like snap your fingers and connect to divine consciousness, then you probably cannot do a healing, right? And so this is why there's people who are certified practitioners like myself that have gone through the training and have enabled their condition, their ability to connect to source so they can tap into that divine love and send it to you and heal your energy. That is exactly what I'm going to teach you how to do in Sacred Energy for Women, the 12-week program, where you're going to learn to protect, clear, protect, activate, and heal your energy. So this is not a certification program, but doesn't keep you from being able to do it. But it's not necessarily a certification program at this point. It's really so you can do it on yourself. And I'm going to set the link of that in the um, description and the comment section of these episodes so we can chat. So I'm running right now the beta program. And what does that mean is that you get all of me. You get all of me 300% because one, I want you to be successful. Two, I want you to be successful. Three, I want you to be successful because your success is my success. And we're going to like co-create this together. What that means is that I have the layout of all the things I want to teach you, but how I teach it, how it's delivered, making sure that everything makes sense and you're getting it, it's only probably going to happen this time around. And yes, I'm going to run it again, probably in the fall after I've gone through this cohort and the beautiful souls that have already joined get the amazing results and testimonials. But you get the opportunity to be in the founder team. And I'm also adding 6 energy healings as a bonus, right, to the program. And I cannot tell you, I have paid over $20,000 to get the energy certifications, the knowledge that I have. And this is just a tiny bit fraction, tiny bit fraction of that. So it is a one in a lifetime opportunity, and I know you're gonna love it. So can't wait to chat with you about it. And even if you can do it right now in this cohort, let's chat. Let's get in the wait list. Tell me what are the things that you would like to see on a program like this, and I will take all that into consideration. So I can't wait to chat with you. Check the link below. I'll see you next week. Love you.